the LSU fans liking what they're seeing here so far, and I don't just mean that cotton candy. No, they're proud of their Tigers. LSU gymnastics team with the lead over Georgia after one, but in the second rotation, the Gym Dogs will be on vault, an event that has been very strong for them as of late, coming off a season high 49.275 against Florida. And one of the leaders for this team this year, a role that maybe she's not quite used to, is senior Michelle Emmons.
It's a very different role for me, actually, because there was a class of 6 sophomores, juniors, seniors ahead of me, that whole class before me, and they were so huge, so I was always just looking up to them, and then next thing you know, I was at the top. So it's definitely been hard and different, and with my personality, I would like to lead more of just examples instead of, you know, yelling at the girls and saying, you need to do this. It's kind of hard for me to do, but I mean, I just try and be there for them, give them support.
Michelle's having a fantastic senior year. She's increased her difficulty on several events, including this one, and she's getting better and better with every competition. Take a look at the distance on that vault. She lands at the very end of the landing mat. Excellent job.
Michelle, the only senior on a very young Georgia team, and doing a good job of leading in this event for sure.
Take a look at the collar. That's the mat around the board. Very important for safety reasons. You see that Michelle hits the end of the vaulting board and the end of the table. That's why she gets that incredible distance, but it's almost a little bit scary.
Well, she gets a 9-9 for it. She survives with a big score. LSU preparing to compete in this rotation on bars. This is an event where the Tigers are very strong. You remember Georgia coach Suzanne Yocklin saying that this is an event that she admits LSU is better than Georgia. So we'll see just how good they are. One of the best gymnasts in the country, April Burkholder, competing now.
Uprise to handstand. Both Dee Dee and Suzanne have mentioned the importance of the stuck landings and the handstands on this event. There's assistant coach Philip Ogletree stepping in when needed on those major release elements. Dee Dee says Philip has done an excellent job in preparing this team. Nice dismount double layout, but she does take the step on the landing, a very obvious deduction.
Well, April had a big score in the first rotation, 9.95 on vault. That put her in the lead in the all-around, but we'll just have to see how she scores on this one.
There's her release element. It's called a ginger. She does an excellent job in tapping her toes up. That gives her tremendous height. Very beautiful.
April Burkholder with a 9.8. That is below her season average just a little bit, but still a good score. And we'll see the freshman, Katie Heenan, again for Georgia.
Again, the Yurchenko full. Oh, just a tiny movement of that back foot. An excellent vault.
Katie had a great performance in the first rotation, season high 9.875 on bars, and she follows it up with a strong vault.
This vault is scored out of a maximum of a 10, and that is what every team is looking for. 6 vaults scored out of a 10. Slight elbow bend on the horse, and then just that tiny movement of the heel, half-tenth and a half-tenth, so a 9-9, good score.
Yeah, I think the Georgia Gym Dogs will take that 2 season highs, but Lisa Rennie is ready to compete for LSU. welcome back to Baton Rouge, Louisiana. LSU and Georgia in gymnastics here tonight. Jen Hildreth along with Lori Strong-Ballard and Natalie Taylor down on the floor with you. We're just about ready to start rotation number 3. A few words to pump our team up, but LSU is leading right now for Coach Dee Bro. And in this rotation, LSU will be competing on beam. And this is an event where LSU has put up the best score in the SEC this season with a 49.4. So they're capable of putting up some big numbers. And Lisa Rennie, one of those athletes who is a very strong competitor on this apparatus, a competitor who Dee Bro likes seeing up there on the beam.
She's got a beautiful series on beam. When she's solid on beam and has her groove on, she does as good a beam as anybody in the country.
When she has her groove on, I guess that means being in the zone. And for LSU, Dee mentioned it earlier, that's the purple zone. Very important to stay focused on this event, to block out the crowd noises, what your competitors are doing on the other event, and any negative thoughts. So important to stay positive. Beautiful positions, pike jump into a pike kick out, swing down. He mentioned the added difficulty in this tumble series, one of the most difficult ones in this competition. One arm, back handspring, layout, and she's solid as can be.
Boy, Elisa has won the last 2 beam titles for the Tigers, and with that kind of performance, you can sure see why.
Nice execution in her jump. Looking for that full split, that 180-degree split. And a very interesting dismount. She goes front handspring into a gainer full. Another excellent routine for Lisa.
I don't know, Lori, would you say she's in a groove? I think she was in a groove for that routine.
Absolutely, and you could tell right from the start with the round-off layout, mount, solid, and of course this new tumble series. 3 C-level acro elements directly connected and not a wobble.
And not a bad score there for Lisa Rennie, a 9.925 for the LSU Tigers. The Georgia Gym Dogs will be on floor in this rotation. This is an event where they can really shine. They're coming off a season high against Florida.
A crucial routine for Georgia here. They've already had a fall, so now they're forced to count a 9.525. Kelsey is very capable of getting the big scores, scoring a 9.925 in her last competition against Florida. Opening pass, nice high, double pike, very clean on the landing. But take a look at the leg, it's bandaged. She's still recovering from a leg injury. She's toughing it out. She really has been stepping it up in her last several competitions.
And you talk about toughing it out, that's something that Suzanne Yoklin said she was looking to find in her freshmen, all those freshmen for the Gym Dogs this year, trying to see if they've got that fight, that killer instinct. Maybe we're getting a good example of just that from Kelsey Ericksen.
First 2 events were extremely strong for Georgia. They were definitely pleased with their progress on those events. But now they have made some mistakes here. But again, we talked about every competition being a learning experience, especially for those young athletes. You learn very quickly that even though you do make mistakes, you have to tough it out, come back strong with the rest of the routine. Difficult final tumbling pass. Incredible endurance, and its big difficulty, a double tuck. Not a problem for Kelsey.
That's the reigning SEC Freshman of the Year you're watching on floor, and showing a little bit maybe why she received that honor.
Most definitely getting Georgia back on track here. LSU is hitting some nice beam routines. Georgia needs some big scores here, and Kelsey's going to get one, finishing with a strong double tuck. Big tumbling and nice presentation in this routine.
Yeah, how about a 9.9? I'd call that a pretty big score. Georgia coach Suzanne Yoklin happy with that one for sure. Meanwhile, Kelly Phelan up on beam for the LSU Tigers, coming off the first all-around title of her career against Arkansas.
Third event, and Kelly is a contender for the all-around in this competition as well. Very important tumble series there. 2 back handspring layout. Big smile, very emphatic lunge position.
And Kelly is definitely still in that competition for the all-around, in third right now, but just a tenth of a point separates her from the leader.
Slight deduction on the tuck full. We're also seeing a few deductions in her feet. Not quite fully pointed. She has a nice variety of skills, showing off some front tumbling there. Again, fighting for those landings, so important. Hear the music in the background. The routines are not choreographed to music. That's simply background music to help with the environment within the gym. It's also so difficult to do beam in utter silence. Excellent dismount from Kelly. Another solid performance for LSU. They are required to do 2 acro elements in combination, but most of your elite beam workers do 3 in connection, like we saw Kelly, the 2-back handspring layout.
Kelly Phelan with a 9.75, but still to come for LSU. The SEC's top mark on beam this season comes from April Burkholder.
We go for things